What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and on this video it is going to be a trade recap on today's trade. And your boy ended up catching a dub. Let's go. I ended up catching a dub, and as I told you guys before, I was like, you know what, I am going to be back testing the 1 minute. I'm going to be back testing the 1 minute, and I'm going to show you guys basically how well, like I'm gonna be. I told you guys I'm gonna be backtesting the 1 minute because I see a lot of more opportunities on the 1 minute. So I'm gonna show you guys basically what I took today, and yeah. So let's go ahead and get started on this trade recap. Um, I'm gonna go through all of the other pairs that I did that I have on my watch list or whatever right here. So I'm gonna look through all these pairs and see what opportunities I could have taken. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here on gold, pretty much I didn't see anything. Like I'm gonna just keep it quick and simple. Didn't see anything. Didn't even bother looking at it because look at the EMAs. Look what it's doing. It's just consolidating, dumped, and volume literally died. Like this was the only move. And if we go to the 1 minute, like what is this? So either way, yeah, I didn't trade this at all. So didn't even bother looking at it. So yeah. Now NQ. NQ was the play, bro. NQ was literally the move of this month, bro. This right here was a good ass move to the downside on the 1 minute. Like a lot of people did take this trade here for a 13 EMA breakout. Here counter trend. But the reason why I did not like this move right here to the downside was because first of all, look, we did have this 15-minute supply zone right, or demand zone, sorry. Demand, let me just back this out, back this up. Okay, let's go here. All right. So on the higher time frames, let's first start off on the higher time frames. On the higher time frames, we did have some break of structure to the upside, right? Right here, we did have some break of structure, but once we go to the 1 hour, right, we're still bullish. Like so, my bias was we're bullish on the day, right? If we go to the 30-minute, bullish on the day. 15-minute, even more bullish on the day. Look where the 200's at, right? Now the 5 minute, bullish on the day. All right. So honestly, my thought process is like I'm going for buys unless we start, showing me some counter trend uh moves to the downside, right? So I was like, okay, you know what? Let's see what we can make here, or let's see what we can do. Let's see what setups we can take. Okay, so now I was waiting for this 15 minutes of demand zone to get tapped into, and I would have entered either a breakout or I would have entered off of a break of the candle, right? I didn't get any of that. All right, as you guys can see here, we immediately just dumped. But the reason why I did not take the 1 minute counter trend, even though we do have a divergence here, was because, first of all right, first of all, overall we're bullish. Okay, that's number one. Overall we're bullish. Second of all, I didn't think, I'm not gonna lie, because it's a Monday, I did not really think we were gonna have any good volume to the downside. I think it was gonna be those days that, we just spike up and like we never come back down and just volume just dies out. So I thought it was gonna be those days. But yeah, it wasn't. And then I was going to enter off of a breakout candle of a 1 minute, but I'm so glad I did not because look, it just immediately stopped you out, and I did not take this trade. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's fine. Disrespecting my zone, it's fine. You know what? Now I know that we are bearish for the day. Okay, now we know that we're bearish for the day because we took out AM's low, as you guys can see here, and we created breakup structure to the downside. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Now we're bearish. Now I want to see what we can find on the 1 minute because I didn't really see any opportunities on the 5 minute. Okay, yes, we do have this breakout, but like I said, we didn't have any breakout structure. We didn't have any signs of we're bearish, right? So obviously, I'm not gonna take this at all. Okay, so now what I was waiting for is either we come back to this supply zone now, right? We have that break of structure to the downside, right? We have this gap in between EMAs, right? If we do have a breakout candle to the downside, if we go to the higher time frames, the 200 is above us. 15-minute was in the middle. Okay, On the 15-minute, it was in the middle, so it was kind of iffy. But I was waiting for it either to come to this zone right here or to at least come into this gap right here, and I would have taken this. It would have gave me a good rejection to the downside. I would have entered off of here, stop loss right there, and my TP would have been probably like the low, right? Did not give me that. Okay, did not give me that. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's fine. I was like, okay, now here, I could have taken this setup that was going with the trend of the day for me, right? Or my bias of the day. Okay. Obviously my bias changed. It was bearish overall. But here we could have taken a trade, right? As you guys can see here, this candle ended up tapping into the 200 EMA, right? Giving us a nice rejection to the upside, right? If we go to the 1 minute now, we had a 13 EMA close on the 1 minute, okay, on the 1 minute. So this could have ran up for a 1 to 2 RR. I did not take this because, like I said, overall now on the day we are bearish. I am not going to take a bullish buy, or I'm not going to take a buy here at this time, because it's, I'm basically going counter trend. We do have a break of structure to the downside. We didn't have any break of structure to the upside. Let me check the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, we did have some minor break of structure, but at the end of the day, it's the 1 minute, right? I want to see these things happening on the 5 minute, so I did not take this at all. Okay, now let's go. Let's just keep going and let me show you guys my trade. All right, so right here, okay, this is where I'm gonna line it. This is where the 200 EMA is at. This is where the 13 EMA is at on the 5 minute. I mean the 15 minute. Sorry, that is where the EMAs are at on the 15 minute. Okay, right here on this area, right? Like I said, I still wanted it to come back and tap into the 5 minute supply zone and this gap right here, right? It didn't do that, right? But right here, it just respected the 15 EMAs, the 15-minute EMAs, and the 5-minute EMAs, right? So now I went to the 1 minute. Now this is where the EMAs are located on the 1 minute, all right? And I ended up taking a 13 EMA breakout right here for a one. Bro, I don't know what it is, but as you guys know, I've been trading on my broker recently. Reason why I've been trading on my broker, like I told you guys before in the video, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna trade on my broker because TradingView, it like lags a little bit. It's so laggy, and if you want to get placed, you want to get filled at a certain price, you don't get filled at that price. You probably get filled a little bit more than that, right? So obviously, I didn't like what was TradingView doing, so I switched to my broker. So I'm new to trading on my broker, bro. My broker is on some BS, bro. Like my broker has not been playing out for me any good, bro. Like I joined my trade and like I watched a video on how to set up stop loss, take profit, all that. It didn't even set it up for me, bro. Like it basically joined like if I was like I had no stop loss, no take profit. And so I logged into TradingView. TradingView showed that I had no stop loss. I'm like, what? And I didn't even know how to place a stop loss. So I'm like, all right, bro, you know what? It is what it is, right? So I was like, I'm gonna hold this with no stop loss. It almost came to my I was about to get stopped out around here. I was risking around $130 on this trade. This is 31, 31. Yeah, around $130. I risked two contracts on this trade. I was about to get stopped out. I didn't get stopped out at all. And then obviously it played out. It played out for a one. I got out of a 1-on-1. Reason why was because, like I said, I didn't have a stop loss. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna risk holding this trade for 1 or 2 how I'm supposed to, but when I don't have a stop loss, right? I couldn't even go break even. I couldn't do any of that. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna close out at a 1-on-1. I closed out at a 1-on-1. It came back to my break even area, and then it played out for a 1-to-2 RR, right? You could have run this up for a 1-to-3, but at a, if you wanted to have your stop loss at a key level, then it would have been right here, right at this low right there. So yeah, this ended up playing for a 1-to-2 RR, but I ended up getting at a 1-to-1 because of my stop loss. But yeah, boys, that is gonna be it for my trade recaps, right? I didn't see anything on ES. He has basically did the same thing as NQ, but I liked NQ a little bit more. The EMAs a little bit more, just because on the NQ the 15 minutes were like it gave me a good rejection on the 15 minute off the EMAs on the 5 minute, and I just entered off on the 1 minute, exiting my trade for a 1-on-1 RR. Right, so yeah, um, I like the trade. It was a really good trade, and like I said, boys, I was backtesting the 1 minute all this time, and I'm trying to get more comfortable with it. I'm not gonna lie because I like the 1 minute is really volatile. I really don't like when it's hella volatile. Um, but yeah, boys, that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys join the Discord. It is completely free. Make sure you guys join down below. I have you guys I literally be on live on calls and stuff. So if you guys want to join that, make sure to join. But yeah, boys, I only trade New York session, as you guys know. And yeah, that is gonna be it for this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.